have drummed support for Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa in the November 16 governorship election in Ondo State. The party's national leaders include its National Secretary, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, and Southwest National Vice Chairman, Honorable Isaac Kekemeke. Alhaji Ganduje expressed optimism that the party would win the governorship election, and he also used the occasion to call on all aggrieved members to close ranks and work as a team to ensure victory in the forthcoming governorship election. He said that the APC had begun to speak with one voice and that all the aggrieved aspirants have expressed their readiness to team up with others to ensure that the party has a strong showing at the polls. And according to him, party leaders' convergence had put an end to the process of reconciling APC in the state. But with just a few weeks to the election, let's speak with Dr. Femi Adekombi, as a former Commissioner for Special Duties, Culture and Tourism in Ondo State, on this latest development as election day draws closer, as well as other national matters. Good evening to you, Dr. Adekombi. Thank you so much for coming on Politics Tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, Jumoke, good evening. Thanks for having me.
Good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. So it's about 4 weeks to the Ondo State governorship election. We have about 17 candidates who are ready for that election. So first, what is campaign looking like in Ondo State? How would you describe the kinds of campaign going on in the state? Would you say that all candidates have adopted issue-based campaign?
Yeah, let me start by commending all the candidates in all the parties that are contesting this election. I must commend them. If you notice, it's been crisis-free, and we've not had any crisis. We've not had any issues concerning the campaign in Ondo State, and that's Ondo State for you. We are peaceful people. We are people that really love ourselves and want to make sure that the state moves forward, and that's why you've seen the peaceful electoral campaign going on in Ondo State. And I must commend on the candidates. I must commend on all of them. And just like what I said the other time here, I don't want to say it's walkover for us, but I can basically say here that just like what our chairman said yesterday in Ondo State, APC is a goal. Let me put it that way.
I mean, is it really a walkover for you and your party? Because I see that the leadership of the party is still very concerned about the unity of the party. And I remember a particular conversation we had when where I was a bit concerned about the unity of the party. And you said that all aggrieved parties have been reconciled. So who are the people Alhaji Ganduje is still addressing as aggrieved? And how crucial is this statement for those who are still aggrieved?
Yeah, what you witnessed yesterday happened to be what a strong party will actually do. Meaning, a very strong party who want the future of his party to be strong, to still be very strong, will gather everybody together, including whether aggrieved or not aggrieved, stakeholders together, so that they can talk and mix up together and discuss about the future of the party. So I want to commend the chairman of Progressive Forum in Governors Progressive Forum in the Southwest, Governor Sanwo-Olu, for coming to our state, our national chairman, for coming there. And you can see the way everybody, they were all there, except me, because I just came in from England yesterday, this morning. So I've been very busy myself. But I must commend them. The purpose of that meeting is for everybody to be on the same page with the national body. It's for everybody to be on the same page with our national leader, the president of this nation, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And that's exactly what they did yesterday, to bring everybody to the round table. That look, everybody, all of us must be together to win this election. Listen, it's about the party. It's not about person. This election is not about Aiyedatiwa. It's not about Lucky. And I kept repeating it. It's not about Lucky. It's about our party, APC. And that's exactly what you saw yesterday.
You're saying it is more about...
They moved to
You're saying it is more about the survival of the party in Ondo State?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Aiyedatiwa is not contesting under his name. He's not going to have his name on the ballot. He's going to have APC. if we don't work for this party, if all of us don't come together and work for this party as one, it might be a dangerous thing for us. And that's why you can see all of us as a party machinery working together as one to ensure that, yeah.
So for you, Dr. Adekombi,
not just winning, just not winning, but to win massively.
So for you, it is about APC winning in Ondo State and retaining Ondo State over the welfare of the people. Is that it?
Yeah, in as much as we are winning, don't forget the fact that the governor, Governor Loki Ayedatiwa, is actually doing well as per the welfare of the people in the state. As of today, salaries of regular infrastructural development are going on, and he is moving on. He has not abandoned any project that his predecessor, the late Arakuni, started, and everything. So he's actually performing, and that is the score point for us. That is our winning point, and you can see all the places that they have been to. You can see the kind of crowd that comes out to welcome him. And it's as a result of the fact that, look, they believe in him, they believe he can perform, people believe that, yeah, with his candidature as the candidate of APC, giving him another 4 years, also, let me put it that way, he will take Ondo State, he will move Ondo State forward.
All right, so is the APC planning to capture Ondo State by any available means? Because the PDP says this is a wrong choice of word used by your national chairman. They say capture is not a word that should be used in a democratic system of government. PDP says it depicts rigging, the use of force, and that members of the party will not accept being enslaved in their own land. And apart from this, the PDP has accused the APC of high-handedness and intimidation. There was the issue of Democracy Park, and the PDP is insisting that the APC lied with its response. So how do you react to these two issues?
Jumoke, you can't rig in politics. You can't rig when you're not popular. And in our case, in APC, we don't even rig. In Ondo State, we don't need to rig. We don't rig. Like, I have never rigged an election in my life. That's a fact. What I do is to work. I'm a grassroots-based politician. So I work through the grassroots, and I make sure that I get connected to the grassroots in winning an election. And that's exactly what we do. Take, for instance, our president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's a grassroots politician. He has been a grassroots politician. And that's why you have seen him winning an election every time he contests an election. He has never lost an election. And that's a grassroots man. So in APC, we certainly believe that, look, all you need to do is work hard to win the people to your side. Just work hard to win the people to your side. When you work hard to win the people to your side, just like what Mr. President is doing now, is making sure that everything comes right in Nigeria, despite the damage in the economy that he met, despite the fact that he came in with a zero economy, despite the fact that he's struggling. When he came in, he started struggling to make sure that, look, and he said one thing, Mr. President said one thing, he said, look, nobody brought me out to contest. I contested, I asked to be voted for, and I'll be voted in. So allow me to do this job. That's exactly what is happening in Ondo State. In Ondo State,
so when you say that, Dr. Adekombi, when you say...
Today, who are the people there? Who are the people there in PDP today in Ondo State? Most of the...
So that's what I'm coming to. When you say that you cannot win election...
They are gone.
When you are not popular. Kindly hold on, sir. When you say you cannot win election when you're not popular, are you saying that Agbalaja is an unpopular candidate?
Let me repeat this thing. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, I mentioned something on this program where I said, yeah, Agbalaja is popular. I won't say he's not popular. He's a grassroots politician. But he is contesting, one, in a wrong party, in a dead party. Two, he does not have any support anymore, because people now believe in Ayedatiwa. People believe in his leadership. People believe in the fact that, look, they see the fact that Ayedatiwa can take them to a greater high tomorrow in those states. And that's why you see a lot of people supporting him. But for Agbala, I used to say it. I don't hide that fact. I can assure you, just like what Senator Bamidele just said yesterday, Agbola Ajayi, after the election in November 16, you come back to APC. That go and put it, go and deposit that in the bank. He will come back to APC because he belongs to APC. He has been when he was the deputy governor, in our party, he did well. For a fact, he did well. But the fact is this: he's contesting the dead party, and we have a better candidate in our party. And we are working for our party to make sure that our party wins.
A lot of Nigerians will disagree with you because PDP still controls some few states as of today. But the party has asked for the redeployment of Toyin Babalola, who is the Ondo resident electoral commissioner, ahead of the state's governorship election. The PDP claims that Babalola's established ties to Ondo State, where she's a resident, undermine her ability to oversee a fair election. They argue that permanent residence in Akure South and familiar connections disqualify her from serving impartially in this capacity. So in the name of fairness and equity, many say this is something INEC should look into. Does this bother you?
It doesn't bother me anywhere. You see, those are political gimmick. We know PDP, we were there before. We know the gimmick in PDP. Now, for our party has responded to what Governor Makinde said, that the woman is from Ondo State. What is not from Ondo State? For the fact that somebody served in Ondo State, you can't use that political gimmick to send that woman away from what she's doing. Allow the woman to do her job. That's the basic fact. You have to allow the woman to do her job because that is what she is employed to do. And everything that needed to have been done from day one, this woman has been doing them. So what do you now expect the woman to do? What do you now expect the opposition party to say? They will tell you that no. Maybe because one or two things they will not be able to get their way to her. Nobody has, that woman I understand is a very, very strict woman. She doesn't even allow any party to come close to her office. So if that is the case, why are you not saying that they must remove her? Remove her for what? From carrying out her job? Is there any way that she's going to rig the election? No, she cannot even do that. We are gradually getting away from where you can say you can easily rig the election through the rec. No, we are passing through that in Nigeria today.
But some people's argument is if she had lived and served in Ondo State for as long as she had done, perhaps it's nice and wise to relocate her for this time and then bring her back to Ondo State when the election is over. You do not think so?
Okay, let me give you this fact. In the next 1 or 2 weeks, INEC will post about I understand it should be 2 national commissioners to Ondo State. About 3 others. Even the national chairman of INEC will be in Ondo State. So for that 1 or 2 weeks, that woman will be more or less a subordinate to those higher officers. So what are you talking about? She's not going to be the one that will conduct the election, basically. Because the higher authority, the higher bodies that are senior will be in the state. So what are you talking about? So why will you not allow her now to do her basic job of ensuring that all local governments are well settled for the election? But you know, these are political gimmicks. We are used to it, and they can, you know, in opposition you shout. When they see we're in opposition, you know, it's normal for you to shout when you are in opposition. You must shout. You must give 1 or 2 bases why something will not happen. Even though you, in your inner mind, you know that, look, I'm only shouting because I just want to shout. I just want to do this so that they can, you know, politics.
All right, Dr. Dekombi, let me ask you, what is Governor Aiyedatiwa's plan for the women of Ondo State? Because Agbola Ajayi has promised to ensure 35% of women are given employment, or rather appointment, if elected in November. He also pledged to empower women financially and adhere to the United Nations Affirmation on Gender Equality from February 24, when he assumes office. So what is Governor Aiyedatiwa's plan for the women of Ondo State? Okay,
I am not speaking for Aiyedatiwa. I'm not his spokesman. Take that to the... I'm not his commissioner for information.
Neither am I
for the APC. For the campaign. No, I'm going to speak on that. Don't worry, Jumoke, just relax. I'm not speaking on, but basically what I've seen on the ground shows that Aida Tiwa is actually a governor that recognizes the importance of our women in our politics, in our society. Take for instance, presently the Commissioner of Finance in the state, she's even from my town, from Owo. The Commissioner for Women Affairs, the Commissioner for 2-3 other commissioners, I think about 3, 4, 5, they are from the state. So, and quite a lot of the essay on Women Affairs, Sheung, a very grassroots politician, I think that's why I employed all these people, basically because of the fact that he is a man that recognizes the importance of women in politics. And that's how so I can guarantee the women in the state that, look, once Aida Tiwa is voted in, it would definitely give the rightful position that the women deserve in the state. I don't want to comment on whether I want to give 40% or 5%, but right now, when you look at it, when you look at the percentage in the state, I'm very sure if we are not clocking that 35, we should be clocking, if we are not clocking 40, we should be clocking above that 35.
So that Sunday meeting saw key endorsement from former APC governorship aspirants, including Olushola Oke, Wale Akintarewa. So what do these endorsements mean for the candidacy of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa Tiwa?
Yeah, that's basically to tell you that in our party, we have a party mechanism, party machinery to settle our issues. Yeah, 20, 40, 30, 40 aspirants will contest an election. Well, one candidate will emerge. Aiyedatiwa Tiwa emerge. Yeah, there will be grudges there and there, but look at what happened yesterday. The leadership brought everybody together, and everybody accepted to work with Aiyedatiwa Tiwa. It's a landmark achievement. Everybody accepted to work with Aiyedatiwa Tiwa. You can see all of them smiling in the hall. They were all in the hall. You can see that Aiyedatiwa Tiwa came out to debunk the rumor that he's going to leave APC. You can see Chief Olushola Oke, our leader, somebody that I respect a lot, came out. You can see everybody that came out to say, look, we are behind Aiyedatiwa Tiwa. My prayer is this, that Aiyedatiwa Tiwa should now look at all this when he comes in as the governor of the state and make a super performance to really make people happy and make the leadership happy that, look, we pose the confidence that we have in you. You have demonstrated it. Thank you. That should be our last word when he's leaving the office.
All right. All right, Honorable, let's take a break to politics tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us tonight. Tonight, we're focused on Ondo governorship election, and my guest tonight is Honorable Ki Fey, an environmentalist, member of Abuja branch of Nigeria Environmental Society, is an APC chieftain from Ondo State, and also former commissioner for special duties in Ondo State. Honorable, thank you so much for staying with us. Before I take you up on other national issues, quickly, what message do you have for Ondo people as they prepare to vote for the next governor of the state?
Well, my message to the Ondo State people is simple. One, I'm using the opportunity to appeal to our people. Yeah, the times are hard. Things are difficult. Now, I know that. The president knows that. Everybody knows that. But you know why? If the president is not going to do this, we will not get to the promised land. That's the fact. If the president is going to continue with the usual way that other regime has been doing it, we will head to the Red Sea. But right now, there is going to be a joy at the end of the tunnel. So I want to plead with our people in Ondo State that they should vote for APC massively. I'm going to move around the 18 local governments in the state in the next, by next week, because there's a way I do my own campaign. I'm a one-man riot. I'm going to move around all the 18 and do my own thing. But I want to plead with our people to vote for It's not, you are not going to see Lucky Aiyedatiwa on the ballots. You are going to see APC. Please vote for APC. Aiyedatiwa is our candidate and is going to move Ondo State forward. That's my advice.
All right.
To our people.
Let's quickly talk about voter apathy, which is like one of the major challenges hindering us from achieving electoral integrity. You would agree with me that grassroots mobilization is essential for electoral process. But in a country where for many years governors ran away from conducting council polls, there was a huge gap. But with the Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy, what impact will this have on the process?
Jumoke, you see, you have just asked me a very intelligent question. And that's why when I laugh when people kept on saying, what has, some people, let me put it that way, some people kept saying that what has the present government under Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has achieved. Okay, let me start from what you have mentioned, which is the local government issue. For a government to go to Supreme Court challenging his governors goes a long way that he has the love of his people at heart. That means there are three tiers of government, Jumoke. We have the local government, we have the state, and we have the federal. Now, most people concentrate on the federal. They look at if somebody cannot eat in his house, it's the federal government. If a road is bad in a local government, it's federal government, it's Tinubu. If there's no hospital in a community, it's the federal government. Whereas it's not supposed to be. The local government, in a very standard setting, where we observe the three tiers of governance, the local governments are supposed to be in charge of all this. Construction of markets, you have the roads, local roads, we have the community health centers, we have quite a lot of things that the local government should be doing. But right now, the state governments have taken over that. And they've used that, I'm sorry to say this openly, to damage the local government system in Nigeria. So when Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in, he said, look, let us go back to, or let us make sure that our local government become efficient and they start performing. And he went as far as taking them to Supreme Court. It takes a government of courage. It takes a president of courage to do that. So right now, take for instance my local government. We're going to earn 400-something million naira. Before, I'm not indicting anybody. I'm not saying that is doing that so that you don't misquote me. I have not seen what they have done for this thing. But local government earn 400 million. They should do something substantial with our money by creating health centers, by creating roads within the look in a developed or developing countries. Take for instance in UK, it's the councils that develop the local government. The councils are responsible for the development of the local government, and that's a fact. So that is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu believes in, and that's the basic and a very strong achievement. No government had the courage to do that before. No government.
All right. So
I mean,
what
no
impact
government.
will
Even Baba Basanjo did not have that courage to do that.
Right. So what impact will that judgment have on governance in Nigeria?
Oh, great impact, Jumoke. Great impact. Great impact. If a local government receives its allocation now, he will plan on his money. I mean, they will plan on their money, on what to do with it. Carry along all the village heads, the chiefs, the obas, and they will sit down. Okay, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? The state government will not have a hand in it. The state government will not have any say in it. And that gives big development. That's where development starts. And that's exactly what Bola, if that is the only thing Bola Ahmed Tinubu achieved for us within this 1 or 2 years, it's a great achievement for us in Nigeria.
All right.
I visited the local government in the north. I don't want to mention in the local government. No, let me finish this, Jumoke. I visited a local government in the north. I'm sorry to say this. I know the chairman, and I was there. The chairman told me this local government, in their location, collect about 530 big local government million. What the governor released to them every month is 20 million. So
what local government is that? What state is that?
I won't say that, Jumoke. I won't say that now. You want to push me to this, I won't say that. You won't push me on.
All right. Dr. Adekombi, let's talk about
like that.
Other matters. I want to take you up on petrol subsidy removal, which was a tough decision that brought a lot of discomfort. The president continues to explore all means to cushion the effect of this removal. First, how do you describe the way the president handled the situation?
I think Nigerians should appreciate what the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done concerning subsidy removal. Now, if subsidy removal has been applied legitimately for what was supposed to have been applied on, we won't be where we are today. But before the coming in of this government, before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in, it was business as usual for subsidy removal. People were making trillions of naira, and I mean it, trillions of naira, billions of naira on subsidy removal. If this man called Bola Ahmed Tinubu have to play ball the same way with others, he will say, you know what? Let the subsidy removal continue. Let me have my court. I will govern for 4 or 8 years, and I will leave. But this man said, you know what? Let us stop all this. Let me face the consequence. Let me face the backlashing of what Nigerians will say. Today in Nigeria, state government that were receiving maybe 700 million before, less than 1 billion before. Today, such state governments are receiving billions of naira. And I mean it, billions of naira from the subsidy. Because the present government cancelled the issue of subsidy. So states are now collecting heavy allocation. The problem is our people now asking them, what are they doing with the money? No. So the people must now come out and say, look, Mr. Governor, what are we doing with our money collected? They have the Federal Minister of Finance do give out details of how the allocation every month. So the people, the stakeholders in the state, if not for the amount of Jeun, should ask the state governors, what are you doing with our allocation? What is the money? Where is the money? What have you spent this money on? And if they are not satisfied, they go to court and challenge the governor. The governor might not be sentenced now. He won't leave the place. He will face the wrath. He will face it in court. That when you were in the government, you did this.
So who should hold?
But they are putting all the blame on the federal government.
Yes. So who should hold those governors accountable? The people or the federal government? Because Nigerians continue to ask, how do we as citizens hold these governors accountable?
Jumoke, governance is in 3 stages. You have the federal, the state, and the local governments. Federal governments have their own allocation. State have their own allocation. So federal government cannot jump and start fighting the state government for what they gave them. Of course, we have EFCC, we have ICPC, and they are doing a great job now. But the fact is, our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, cannot jump now and say, Mr. Governor, how do you spend your money? He can't do that. But the people have the right, absolute right, to say, Mr. Governor, how do you spend our money? If they consider themselves as a force in a state, look at what is happening in Lagos State for crying out loud. Look at the performance. Lagos State stand on its own as a country. Look at it. Everywhere in Lagos State, there are performances everywhere from the governor. Is it applicable to other states in Nigeria? No. Is Delta State not receiving money more than Lagos State? What have they achieved?
My
I don't want to mention other states. So the people are in the best position to ask their governor what the governor is doing with their state. And they have the right to go to court and challenge the governor. Even though they may not get sentenced, but once the governor finishes the term, they can get sentenced. We must begin to do things right in Nigeria, not blaming the federal government on everything.
So I wanted to say, because we've talked about Lagos, because I do not see where Lagosians carry placard and start saying, Governor Sanwo-Olu, where is our money? So should these governors wait until citizens start carrying? So should they now wait till citizens start protesting before they continue or start seeing the dividends of democracy in their various states?
Democracy is not happening now. Some states now, I won't mention the states. Some states have started carrying placard. They've started abusing their governors, abusing the senators. Dr.
Adekombi, you must mention states because that's the basis of this conversation.
In Lagos State, did you see anybody accuse anybody? No. You know why? Just a few days ago, the governor launched the red, what's it called? The red, it's not in my state, I'm from Ondo State, so I may not know the name. The red...
red line. Red line.
Red line. So basically, look at the way everybody... I look at that as a great achievement. And the governor come out every month, and I say this every month, to tell the people of the state, this is the way we spend your money. This one is to this one to this. That is governance. How many states are doing that? A governor in the East Southeast a few days ago, his people accused him of, you know what I'm talking about. It's in the media. But what we are talking about is the people now must now start coming out to accuse the proper people that are in charge of their of the governance, not the federal government. The federal government only have few to do policy making. They don't have project implementation. Is it the federal government that will come and put train station in your state? Is it the federal government that will come and put market in your local government? Is it the federal government that will come and repair the local roads? No. Look at Benin. The outgoing PDP governor. The last time when I visited Benin, I was like, Father Lord.
You know, majority of citizens are still despondent about the situation in the country. How will you encourage them tonight?
Now, let me use this opportunity to appeal to our people. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu met a terrible, and I mean it, terrible economical situation in Nigeria. Before he was sworn in, I was with him a couple of times. We used to discuss it. And there was a day I told him, I said, Daddy, because I called him Daddy, I said, Daddy, we're going to have serious issue with what is happening. He said he knows, but that, look, Femi, I asked for this. I will go there, let me see what I can fix it. Nigeria will abuse me, Nigeria will call me name, but I will do it and I will make my mark. And that's exactly what this man is doing. Because right now in Nigeria, and I mean it, right now in Nigeria, things are hard. We know what it's doing. But there is going to be joy at the end of all this. Because few days ago, the World Bank, they came out with a verdict that, look, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is on the right track of making sure that Nigeria recover from economic issue. We are on the right track. Although, and I want to put this, although there are some people in this government that were not part of the vision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, unfortunately found themselves in the government. Some of the ministers cannot even speak out, cannot even come out to speak for the government. It's sad. Some of the people that are in government now, they cannot come and say, look, I'm speaking for the government. I'm not in government. A lot of people are not in government. But we started, I have known President Bola Ahmed Tinubu since 2005, that I've been with him. that he has adopted me as a son. So I'll be with him. I can defend him. I know what his policy. I know the love he has for this country. This man, when you talk about loving a nation, this man loves this nation. This man has a lot of plans for this nation. But people that did not believe in his vision, that did not know anything about his vision, found themselves in his governance. But that's the problem.
Those people,
I'm very soon he's going to. I don't want to mention him. He will fix. Very soon he's going to fix all that. And
so are you
the good aspect is that Nigeria is moving forward.
Indirectly asking for a rejig of the Federal Executive Council?
Of course, that must be done, because quite a lot of people are in that on that seat for nothing. They are not protecting our interests. They are not doing anything to make sure that Nigeria move forward. They are basically there because of their pockets. So Mr. President does not even know these people. That's the basic fact. So now, Mr. President is going to, but thank God, this is a man who is focused in his direction in making sure that the economy moves right. And that's exactly what he's doing. And he's focused on that. He makes sure, and you can see a few days ago, the IMF, all of them said, look, Nigeria, the World Bank, all of them said Nigeria is on the right direction in recovering. I can assure you of one thing, Jumoke, take this to the bank. At the end of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 8 years, and I mean it 8 years old, in service, Nigerians will see him as the best president in Nigeria.
All right.
That we ever
Let's talk about young Nigerians, because the president has proposed a national youth conference. Supporters of the conference argue that it would provide the much-needed platform for young Nigerians to voice their concerns and influence national policies. Some say, do we really need a conference for government to address these challenges? But as an APC chieftain, what does the president seek to achieve with this National Youth Conference?
Well, I don't know much about that conference, but we've debated about it several times. For me, I don't believe in those number of days. I don't believe in those number of days. We are not in national conference. We're not going to national conference. Youth conference is different from national conference. When you're talking about youth conference, the youth will want to, if you gather the youth together today and tell the youth what do they want, they will tell you that, look, all leadership in Nigeria should go. But the same youth, some of these youths, the youth in Nigeria, some of them have damaged Nigeria. The former governor of, I don't want to mention him, a former governor in this country damaged a state. He's a youth. So many people in Nigeria who are youth are damaging the Nigerian economy. Are they not youth? They are youth. People that are really responsible people in Nigeria today, that are really taking us, guiding the country to the right path, are not youth. So I'm not against the youth conference, but the fact is, the youth conference issue should be limited to a number of days. If you are going to do a youth conference, let it be regions. Instead of bringing all of them to Abuja, why do you want to bring all the youth to Abuja? We don't need that. Let there be regions. Let do all the youth conference in regions. We have 6 regions in Nigeria. Let the Southwest hold their own youth conference. Let the South hold their own youth conference. Southeast hold their youth conference. What the youth in Southeast wants now will be different from what the youth in Northeast want. So let all regions, the Northeast region youth, let them have their own conference. Then from there they will pick delegates, maybe 10 delegates, after their own regional conference, to come to the central and discuss with the presidency. This is our submission. Because if you have a general youth conference, when you gather all the youth together, I can assure you, Jumoke, you will not achieve anything much there.
Dr. Adekombi, you're quite close to the president.
To the presidency.
Have you spoken to the president about this?
I'm going to do that, don't worry. I'm going to do that.
It should sounds be regional. Nice.
That proposed national security should be regional. Instead of having it won't achieve anything from the national conference. Let it be regional. Let all regions present their case. Then from there, the presidency will look at the proposal from all the regions and look at, okay, what can be achievable in this, what cannot be achievable. They will bring everything together and look at the one they can implement, and they implement that. Rather than bring all of them. Now, if you gather all the youth, it's even security-wise. When you look at the security issue, It's not even advisable for the federal government to bring all the youths in Nigeria. That was what Abacha did. Abacha did that. That led to quite a lot of, and that was why the South started agitating. Because when they came to Abuja, most of them, majority of them had not been to Abuja then. But when Abacha organized I've forgotten what Abacha organized that time, Youth for something, and none of them came to Abuja and saw what is in Abuja. And that was the day they started agitating. So when you bring all these youth together to Abuja, it's a risk. And when you bring all of them together, they can start planning anything there. Anything can happen. So to me, I'm going to recommend to Mr. President, he should not do that. Let it be regional. Okay. Let the region plan their own conference. The Southwest Conference can hold in Ibadan. The South in Port Harcourt. The Southeast in Anambra. The Northeast. They will do it like that, and then they come back. Then we can achieve something out of that.
All right. I mean, for now, it's National Youth Conference. So what kind of delegates do you think young Nigerians need to represent them at that conference? What should they be looking out for in their representatives?
Now, when you look at the National Conference, like I said, Jumoke, I am totally against having a National Youth Conference. But let it be Regional Youth Conference. Each region present their case. So in the region, let them have student representatives. They have the association representatives. The governor in each of the states will be part of the discussion. I mean, people that will present and that will send representatives. And that is where you can get the true picture of what the youth wants. And what does the youth want? Good governance. Basically, good governance. That's what they will request for. They will tell you they want good education. Right now, one of the things that we are going to request for, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is already doing that, which is the student loan. Today in Nigeria, a few days ago, the DG of that commission came out and said they disbursed about 11 billion. Most students, I've seen a couple of students who call me asking for which I used to pay. I said, look, go and apply. They applied and they were given student loan. It has never happened in Nigeria before. So these are things that are happening in Nigeria that instead of the ministers talking about it, instead of everybody shouting about it, they are not talking about it. That student loan issue is a big deal in Nigeria. Students that cannot go to school before, they are not going to school.
All right, Dr. Adekombi,
but people are not talking about this.
But quickly, we need to go, but quickly. I mean, you have said tonight that times are hard. Poor Nigerians are finding it very hard to feed. So in what ways do you think the Tinubu administration can continue to mitigate this hardship in less than 1 minute?
Now, Jumoke, when you talk about hardship is in two ways, the governance and the people. Government, what do we want government to do in the feeding aspect of the nation? Today, Jumoke, do you have a farm? You don't. How many people in Lagos, as highly populated as they are, have farm? None. A lot of people from the urban center. I'm an environmentalist. A lot of people from the rate at which people move from the rural areas to the urban center is quite high in Nigeria. And most of these people, they don't have farm. People are leaving their farm, abandoning their farm to move to the urban center. And you want food to decrease? How will it decrease? People are abandoning farming to come to Abuja, to come to Port Harcourt, to go to Lagos, and you want federal government to just do abracadabra and provide food when people are abandoning.
So, Dr. Adekombi, I'll go back to farming.
But the security challenges that we have can be solved.
All right. You didn't answer my question, but it's okay. We need to go home. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Honorable Adekombi Femi, environmentalist, member of Abuja branch of Nigerian Environmental Society, and APC chieftain from Ondo State, is also former commissioner for special duties in Ondo State. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jumoke.
And thank you so much for watching.